Throughout history, humans have trained animals for all sorts of purposes, but some uses might shock you. From ancient times to modern warfare, animals have been trained not just as allies but as powerful weapons. Here are 10 animals you never knew were used on the battlefield. Pigeons have been quietly aiding humans on the battlefield for centuries. During World War I and II, these unassuming birds became essential messengers, delivering critical information across vast distances when radio lines were cut or unavailable. Trained to fly back to their home base, they could carry small capsules attached to their legs containing coordinates, orders, or requests for backup. As technology advanced, pigeons were even outfitted with tiny cameras to snap aerial photos over enemy lines. These spy pigeons could capture valuable images without alerting the enemy, providing information on troop movements, camps, and even enemy weapon placements. These loyal, feathered spies saved thousands of lives, often making perilous journeys through gunfire, smoke, and harsh weather to deliver their messages. In fact, some pigeons became so reliable and heroic that they were awarded medals for bravery, proving that sometimes the smallest warriors make the biggest impact on history. Dolphins have been trained by military forces for specialized tasks, particularly to detect underwater mines and locate enemy divers. Their natural ability to navigate and communicate using echolocation makes them incredibly effective in these roles. By emitting sound waves, dolphins can identify objects and obstacles deep underwater, distinguishing between various shapes and materials with impressive accuracy. The use of dolphins in naval operations has proven invaluable, as their intelligence and precision allow them to perform complex tasks that would be difficult for machines. These marine mammals not only contribute to safety and security but also highlight the unique bond between humans and animals in the pursuit of defense strategies. Their training and deployment have become essential components of modern naval operations, showcasing how nature's capabilities can be harnessed for human benefit. During World War II, an unusual attempt was made to use cats as bomb carriers against enemy ships. The idea was to strap small explosives to cats and release them near enemy vessels, assuming the cats would instinctively seek shelter on board, bringing the bombs with them. Military strategists hoped that the cats' natural agility and tendency to avoid water would help them succeed in reaching their targets. However, this peculiar plan failed miserably. As anyone familiar with cats could predict, the animals were impossible to control and had no interest in cooperating with human plans. Instead of heading toward enemy ships, the cats often darted in unpredictable directions or abandoned the mission altogether. This experiment ultimately proved that cats are far too independent for such tasks, and the idea was quickly abandoned. 7. Bats, flying firebombs. In World War II, scientists explored the use of bats as weapons in a project known as the bat bomb. The concept involved strapping tiny incendiary devices to bats, which would then be released over enemy cities. The idea was that the bats would roost in buildings, and once the timers on the incendiaries went off, they would set fire to the structures. The plan seemed feasible in theory, as bats could easily hide in the nooks and crannies of buildings. However, things went disastrously wrong during testing. Many bats flew off in random directions or failed to cooperate, and some even ignited prematurely, causing chaos among handlers. Though the concept was inventive, it was ultimately deemed unreliable, and the project was abandoned. The bat bomb experiment stands as a reminder of how nature doesn't always align with human intentions. 6. Rats, tiny saboteurs. During World War II, British forces experimented with using rats as tiny, unconventional saboteurs. The idea was to insert small explosives into the bodies of deceased rats and place them strategically near enemy factories, trains, or other critical infrastructure. The hope was that, upon discovery, enemy personnel would dispose of the rat carcasses in furnaces, causing the explosives to detonate and trigger further destruction. This plan relied on enemy personnel's routine of burning waste, making it a clever, low-profile method of sabotage. However, the scheme was quickly abandoned when a shipment of explosive-laden rats was intercepted by the enemy. While the plan didn't succeed, it unnerved enemy forces and diverted their resources toward investigating similar tactics, showing the psychological impact such inventive strategies could have, even if they never made it to deployment. 5. Elephants, battlefield behemoths. For centuries, elephants have been used in warfare due to their size, strength, and intimidating presence. Ancient armies, particularly in regions like India and Carthage, trained these massive creatures to charge into battle, trampling enemy soldiers and breaking through defensive lines. Elephants were even equipped with armor and carried warriors on their backs, turning them into powerful living tanks. However, using elephants in battle wasn't without risks. Despite training, they could become unpredictable under the stress of combat, sometimes panicking and causing chaos within their own ranks. Additionally, as warfare evolved, the effectiveness of elephants diminished in the face of modern weaponry. Still, their role in ancient military history remains legendary, as they left an unforgettable impact on battles and inspired awe and fear among enemies.